I just made my first cartoon and you're about to see it. I was out at a bar tonight in Austin with some friends, had a great dinner. It was fantastic to go out and be social. So thanks for that invite. But as the night went on, I realized that that wasn't really the aligned place for my energy. And I don't drink, and I don't need to be out talking to a bunch of people who are drinking more, and I have no agenda there. I don't want to just casually meet somebody. So I decided, fuck it, you know what I want to do? I want to finish my cartoon. And so I came home, and this is how I spend my time now, hacking on things. So I'm going to show the cartoon, and then I'm going to show how I did it in Claude in case anybody's interested. And I made a skill that anybody can copy.
Hoo-hoo! Hiya! It's me, Captain Hoots! My forest went quiet. No birds, no bees, just quiet. What do you do when something doesn't feel right? One morning, big yellow machines came to my forest. They went crunch and munch, and the tallest tree I ever knew fell down. That tree was my friend's whole house. I felt small, smaller than small. What could one little owl even do? So I flew to the wisest owl I know, Granny Henrietta Hoot. I told her I was scared. She looked at me with her big, kind eyes and said, "Little Hoots, if something doesn't feel right, you stand up for what you believe in." Stand up? Me? I'm only this big. But you know what? Brave isn't about big. Brave is about heart. So I had an idea. A big idea. A plant a tree, save my forest, do it myself idea. I made a book about my forest, and every single book plants a real tree, which means more homes for birdies, and more clean air, and more acorns, and pine cones, and more everything. Oh, Hoot, I ran out of breath again. Mom always tells me to talk slower when I'm excited. Then I did the bravest thing yet. I flew all the way to Washington, D.C. to tell the rule makers, please protect our forests. So if something ever doesn't feel right to you, stand up, little hero. Every Happy Hoots book plants a real tree. Let's plant 1,000,000 together. Hoo-hoo!
So this skill is called Happy Hoots Studio. And I have a generic one that I made over here that other people can have. I'll share both of these. So there's an example. And what it does is it produces an entire episode from one idea. And so the inputs, it needs a video idea. This is your job as the human. And it will ask questions to get it. It needs keys for 11 Labs and for Higgs Field. Those are the two services that I'm using. Then it goes and it generates a script, and it comes up with kind of like what's a catchy viral thing. I have this little like breathless gag in there where like he loses his breath as like a little gimmick that I think will be popular. It generates the voice, which is my voice that's like super moderated and filtered. It sounds a little weird, but yeah, it's kind of cool. And then it creates keyframes for everything. And then keyframes are how it basically kind of helps to figure out the animation. It goes from one point to the next point. So then once it figures out the keyframes, it comes up with the animation. And it uses WAN for that. I was using Seed Dance, but it's too expensive and you don't really need that. And then I built a QA in there so that it will like do QA for lip sync. And then it assembles the movie and puts it all together with captions. So it has a captions Python function and burns those in. And then it creates a slideshow based on this too, so that I can do the slideshow carousels on TikTok and it reformats it down to a 4.5 for Instagram too. So you get 3 pieces of content, and then it packages it for upload and has some guardrails and stuff like that. Now it requires intervention, like you want to look over the script. It's called beats, basically, like, you know, what are the things that bring the thing together so that it feels like a cohesive story. And you know, you'll have your own stuff in here, but then basically here's some stuff around like the voice and how the voice uses and all. This is like a little bit more like technical stuff. I'm not going to explain all this because, quite frankly, I don't even know what the fuck it's doing, but it's doing it well. And this is what it's come to. All right. Good night.